Welcome to episode number 10 of the Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide podcast. This is Kirk, and I am here with Jake over there. Say hello,
What's up?
Jake.
Hey.
Yes. And this is the first episode where we have a guest, a special guest. I'm sure everybody was excited. Who do we have here?
We got Ked. Ked on the horn.
Ked's in the house. Well, not in the house. We're recording remotely.
No, Ked's in the house. We're always recording remotely,
style.
though. Like, you know. Yeah,
all
you
over
guys
the
aren't in the
southern
same
US,
place, so,
really.
you know. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We're all southeast based. I mean, we could be anywhere, but it doesn't matter. You know,
Sure.
Florida,
we're here.
Georgia.
We're all in the house.
We're all drinking different things. Ked, what are you drinking today?
I got a cold, refreshing Miller Lite.
Miller
Screw
Lite.
top.
Gotta
Should
respect
clarify
the
the
screw
16
tops.
ouncer, yeah.
What you got, Kirk?
Well, I just walked over to Swamphead, like right before we started streaming here on this Discord, and I picked up one of the new releases. This is the peach jelly. It's a Berliner, Weiss, whatever you say, with peach and strawberry. 6.8 ABV. It's good. I just took my first sip of it
Nice.
like literally seconds ago. So
I am drinking the Sunshine City Green Bench IPA. It's a classic. I drink it on a lot of the podcasts.
Sunshine
Brewed in St.
City.
Pete,
Is that
right?
a local place? Yeah.
Well, Green Bench is the brewery. The Sunshine City is just what the IPA is called.
Oh. That'd be good.
But it
that'd be a
is
good brewery,
local. St. Pete.
Yeah, a lot of breweries down there.
But what I was going to ask, right before we started recording, this is pretty random, but what would you guys pick? Because we were talking about what I was eating. I was eating Wendy's before we started recording this.
Wendy's,
so
an essential
what
business, obviously.
would you guys, I'll start with you, Ked, since you're the guest. What would you
man.
say is your top 3 fast food places if you could only have 3 for the rest of your life?
Yeah, I mean, I saw a meme about this earlier, and it had
Did you?
Chick-fil-A on it. So Chick-fil-A is one. That was already one. It also had, I forget what it had, but I chose Popeyes and Waffle House. Now that
Interesting.
didn't allow me to choose anything here. Chick-fil-A would
All
definitely be one
chicken.
of them. Well, Waffle House isn't chicken.
I guess Waffle House is waffles.
I think Waffle House would be one of them. I'm not sure if I would replace Popeyes with Wendy's, like, upon further reflection.
I feel like
but
Popeyes is too similar to Chick-fil-A for
Yeah.
it to be in the top 3.
Yeah, that's
You're
why-
getting no burgers.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I would. Yeah, you like the burger places, and I wouldn't choose Wendy's. I'd choose Burger King. So it would be Chick-fil-A, Burger King, and Waffle House.
You
No
choose
steak and
Burger King?
yeah, I'll drop that right there. I love
That's
Burger King.
crazy. Burger King. The one
Yeah.
that's right next to my apartment just closed right before this quarantine thing shut down. Like,
Yeah, and I retweeted a Burger King tweet about how they support all the relief efforts and everything. That was a little
Nice.
while ago. I mean, Burger King's just a great company. I love their
Okay.
food.
Abby's mom used to work there.
Really?
She
my
worked there.
grandmother used to manage one. I think.
Yeah.
Wow, it's all in the family. So Chick-fil-A and
Yeah.
Burger King both have a close connection to my heart.
Yeah, Ked is of Chick-fil-A, what would you say,
Blood.
heritage,
Yeah.
fame,
Yeah, I
bloodline?
mean the background is my dad owns 2 Chick-fil-A's. I worked there for many years, as Jake
Yeah.
did.
Yep,
I worked a
mhm.
little bit more than him because he made me work as a youth.
Yeah, I only worked there for 2 years. Ked worked there for 17 years.
Yeah, well, I liked getting the cash, so. But
What
then,
about you, Kirk?
Yeah.
So, what are we considering fast food? What is the definition of fast food?
Whatever you consider fast food, Ked considered Waffle House to be fast food. It is
Sure.
fast.
For
It's
sure.
incredibly
Oh, yeah.
fast.
Yeah, you can do something like that.
But
So if
you
I'm
could
in-
also say are fast food places only places with drive-throughs.
Okay, well either
Because
way,
then you wouldn't consider a lot of places. You wouldn't consider any sub places, which I don't think that's fair. They're still fast food.
Oh, yeah, you'd have to do like Jimmy John's.
So
Yeah,
fast
that would
food is
count.
pretty much just whatever you think,
Yeah, I'll probably and this is in no particular order. All yeah, right.
Oh,
All of us?
obviously. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go particular order.
Okay, well, I mean, you could choose 3. I think eventually they'd all become equal.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, clear winner would
I'll-
emerge.
I'll probably put Chick-fil-A as one of them.
Right
that's
on.
It's hard to go wrong there. I feel right. I mean, I think we
Yeah.
can all. And then honestly, I mean, here in Gainesville, Dick Mondell's I think has one of the best burger fry situations. It's not cheap necessarily. It's not expensive, but it's more expensive than like a Steak and Shake Burger King situation. But there is a drive-through. It is it's fast. It is fast service, right? So
Like a local fast food place.
yeah, I don't know if it's the only one in the world, but I mean,
I've never heard of it.
It's no fucking McDonald's, right?
Right on.
And then let's see, number 3.
Saying it's better than McDonald's.
do I put
Supporting the local chain.
do I put a sandwich place? Do I put like a more traditional fried chicken place?
It's a good question.
Is like
Yeah,
a
I mean, you
Chinese
got-
food restaurant like that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
Could be.
Yeah.
any
You wouldn't
just
even have to
any
name one
generic-
either. Yeah, you wouldn't have to name one because the
Sometimes
stuff
that-
here in Atlanta is the same as it ever was.
Yeah, sometimes that stuff is not what you want though. Sometimes it's like I don't know. Sometimes it is what you want though. Can I put like
Man, I didn't think you'd have this hard of a
deep.
time to come up
Yeah.
with 3.
number
It's
3?
philosophical.
Fuck. Can I put like a public sandwich on there?
A what? A public sandwich?
Yeah.
we just categorized a whole set of restaurants as,
So it has
as
to have a
one
drive-thru.
restaurant.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I'll go
Publix
Steak and Shake.
is a
I'll
grocery
go Steak
store.
and Shake for the third one. Fuck it. I don't care. They have enough variety.
I
on
mean,
the
you
menu.
could
They have
say, I
they have
guess
good
Publix.
milkshakes.
I don't know. Publix is.
It's not even that fast when you get a pub sub. It usually
No, not
takes
at
a
all.
little
You
bit.
have
It's
to wait in
not.
line
Sometimes
for
it
1,000
pisses me
years.
off. Yeah.
It takes forever.
yeah. Steak and Shake. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
I
with
think
that.
that
You
I'm
can
gonna
get spaghetti
go.
at Steak and Shake if you want to.
Would never do that. I think I would go Chick-fil-A, Wendy's, and then the third one would be a huge drop down after those two. Those are like the golden 2 for me.
Right.
Okay.
Can I count Euro King?
Sure. Kurt counted.
Actually, then never mind. I just remembered that I love
Delco's?
Euro King. So Euro King's definitely not going to be a big drop down. Those
There's no
all 3 of
drive-through
those.
though.
Yeah, but it's fast.
True.
Yeah,
I mean, if I need to go drive through, then I'll say Seminoles, Euros, and Subs.
Okay.
I'll just say my other
Okay.
favorite local.
Yeah, my other Euro
Euro
place
spot.
I like.
Yeah.
It ain't shit compared to Euro King though, as far as the Euros go.
No. It's nowhere near as good for Euros.
When was the last time you got a Euro from Euro King?
It's been a minute. I don't live very close anymore,
Yeah,
so.
but like you can go pick it up.
Could. But
Doesn't
Seminoles,
very
Euros, and
close,
Subs
so,
is
you
like
know.
literally right here. It's like a block away.
Sometimes you got to make a statement.
True.
So getting back into the episode.
First episode 10A. It's about notes, passing notes, getting busted for passing notes. Have you guys ever passed a note in class?
Not that I can remember. Might have happened, but
I mean, I've texted in class, right? Yeah.
No, I'm talking about a
Is-
paper note.
We're going back to middle school here, or?
paper notes.
Oh,
Any
paper
ever,
note,
your
yeah.
entire history.
I mean,
of
I've
being
written
a
on my
human being.
notebook and shown it to somebody else.
Check this out.
That counts, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is like physically
like drew-
passing it.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
little
this is like a
cartoon.
dramatized version. I think the.
This is like if you were to write something in your notebook and then like launch it across the room and say,
Yeah,
"Hey,
no,
read
I know.
that," and give it
No, I've
back.
never like shot a paper airplane and then had someone open it and catch the
And like the
something
teachers scream at you.
that. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think I've done that.
No, I've never done that either. It seems like something that people consider like a classic thing to do in class, but I feel like it didn't happen that much.
Maybe it was more of a thing before we were in school.
Maybe, probably like in the 90s and before. 90s
Yeah,
and earlier.
big '80s thing.
I
Big
feel like
80s
yeah.
thing. Oh yeah.
But anyway, so it's like, what can you do if you can't wait till after class to say something that you just gotta say to somebody? You pass a note. How do you pass a note? Well, there's a couple options, right? You could pass a footnote.
That was a good one.
Damn. Yeah.
The
I
note
mean,
was on the actual bottom of their foot.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
stuck
one-
a
the word-
sticky on there.
when I was watching this part, the note that I took was wordplay. I love
Yeah.
the wordplay. I
was
did
good.
it probably for the footnote part. I was like, damn, that's that's pretty good. Like that's pretty
I
good
feel like
writing.
that's pretty clever.
No, yeah, I liked it. I really liked that a lot. Like if
It's
I was
also-
like a parent,
it's also
and
a
my
good
kid was
idea.
watching that, I'd be like, that's pretty funny.
I wonder if anyone actually ever did that. They probably did, right? People probably took that note and used it.
Yeah,
It
I mean,
seems
has
practical.
someone done that?
It seems
yeah.
like a good idea.
Yeah, I mean,
It
I
seems
feel
like
like
it
that'd
would
be
work.
pretty much like putting it in your notebook and like tilting it up. Just put
Yeah,
it on
you
your
just
foot. Like
you
nobody's looking at
covertly-
your foot.
Exactly. You write the
Yeah.
note, you slip it on there, and then you just cross your leg, and you like try and get the person.
Yeah, that's the most natural. Yeah. Well, yeah, you shoot a knot. I see. You just
shoot a knot,
at
hey.
'em. That's like that's what gets you caught. Yeah. I mean, you just put it on your foot. You just look at the guy. You're like, hey man, what's up?
Exactly. And then they do address cell phones though in this episode, and they have a sweet.
They do.
flip.
I wrote that down
that's a-
too.
that's a
Like
flip
I was
Everybody's
surprised.
got
This is
burners.
2005. We've all got cell phones already. I thought it was a little bit after that, but apparently not. I don't.
No, this is
No.
03.
What?
No, 05.
03?
05 for sure.
Hold on, I gotta look it up.
You
now.
looking it up?
shit.
It's definitely
Oh,
05,
fuck.
man.
Oh my God, you're right.
I'm looking right now.
I've been-
January 9, 2005. I got to get some
I'm
context
tripping.
around this thing.
You're tripping hard, dude.
First
Yeah.
episode is 2004, but this episode is 2005.
Yeah, we're
Why
in
did I think it
January
was
9,
2003?
2005 right now. This is a new year. I mean, you're coming back to the winter semester. You're getting some valuable advice here. They're trying to pick up that new audience.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, they have the phones where you have to type 123C 123 whatever. You got to do the letters like that because it's only a number keyboard.
Yeah, I never had one of those.
Yeah, they were all
No.
flip phones. I paid
I had
attention to the
one-
phones a lot here. They were all flip phones. These
I
people
had one in middle school.
Yeah, my first phone was a keyboard phone. It was the LG NV3.
Oh, really?
Balls.
I had one that I kept in my backpack. I think in 5th grade, just to
Nice.
just kept it in the backpack in case I needed it.
In case someone
Did you ever
wanted to
need
pick
it?
up an OZ.
No. No, I think I used it to text my mom. It's like, hey, come pick me up, please.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
have one until high school. My
Yeah.
mom wouldn't let me have one in middle school. She said, "Fuck you, you can't have it."
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, hey. The third
I
note.
was sad.
The third tip I think is it's be careful passing notes, because it's apparently very illegal. I don't remember anyone ever getting busted for, hey, who you passing that note? You got to read that shit in the front of the class. Like that's the classic thing, right?
Well,
Oh,
like
yeah,
I mean,
that's always the thing. They didn't do it
similarly,
in this episode, right?
No.
Read it.
I remember in high school, Ked, you had this class with me in Applebaum's class. If he caught you texting, he always said he would take your phone and destroy it with the magnet.
Yeah.
And he showed us the magnet.
Yeah. He was like, I'll fucking break your phone.
I'll break your phone, nerds.
I was
I'll
like,
break your
damn, man.
$1,000 phone.
I couldn't
Yeah, I
believe
mean,
it. I mean,
I think
no-
I'd probably texted in class at that point. I was like, Jesus, man.
That's the
Yeah.
guy that you guys would always talk about. He had the rings that he would clack together.
Yeah, he had the rings.
Oh,
He had
yeah.
these, because
Yep.
he had some sort of issue with his fingers, so he had these rings and he would clack them together.
When he was thinking or in the middle of a rant.
Yeah, a rant, because he would just always go off the rails and teach us about random shit that he liked and that didn't matter for the curriculum.
Yeah.
Biology, right? It was AP biology.
It wasn't AP. It
Oh,
was
okay.
definitely not AP. He taught us about birds.
No, it was not AP. It was ninth
remember
grade,
what-
yeah.
I'm
He's-
an ornithologist.
Oh yeah,
Well-
no, we were okay. So we were moving a little bit slow through the curriculum. I'll say this one, Jake. We were
Yeah.
moving slow through the curriculum, right? So he was like, we got to skip to the important stuff. He was flipped to chapter it was 24 or something like that. And
It's
we all
deep
flipped
then.
to the chapter. It just basically just says birds. It's got a huge bird on it. And we're
Birds.
he's like, and then he's like, listen, man, birds are insane. I mean, I forget his rant.
He was like hollow bones.
This guy was so knowledgeable, and he was like, birds are the most incredible things in the world. They have multiple hearts. Everything's crazy about how they fly. I mean, and we're all in ninth grade. We don't really care. But
Didn't give
he
a shit.
flipped. He was like, I need to talk to you guys. We need to have a chapter on birds before we finish this thing.
That was basically constant. He also did that same thing where he gave us a lecture about acai berries
Yeah,
before
we
they
did
were
it-
big.
We did we all
These are
had
gonna
to
be
do
the
a
new
report
superfood
on
guys.
We all had to do a report on acai berries, and I remember
He
as
knew.
a part of that report, we had to conclude on how to pronounce that.
I had
He
never
was
even
like, "Is
heard
it
of him before
acai?"
that.
I remember that was a huge part of his rant.
Yeah.
Was just the pronunciation. Of
That was most of the lecture.
yeah,
Most of the
for sure.
Guys, these
That
are
was like
Brazilian
around the time
superfood.
of the bird revolution. That whole thing.
Invest in acai.
Yeah.
Man, that was a weird class.
Yeah. So Applebaum was one of
I
the
did
guys.
not have that teacher.
Yeah, he was one of the guys. He finds that note. He's making, I mean, it was the cell phone things.
He would've made a
the same
scene.
thing, and but updated for that.
I remember one time he kicked a kid out of the classroom, made him sit outside.
Yep, I remember that as well.
That
Wasn't
shit
it
was
Jack?
bizarre.
He's part of
It might have been Jack.
I think it was Jack, right? Yeah,
Yeah, it was
He's
bizarre.
part of like the
Jack-
old school.
Jack knows
guard
about
of
that, yeah.
teachers.
Just kicking kids out.
yeah.
But yeah, so then somebody tries to pass a note through Ned. It's that popular bitch with the blonde hair.
Bitsy.
Yeah, we find out that her name is Bitsy later on in the episode. And Ned doesn't rat on her when Sweeney turns around and catches him.
Kind of
and then-
fucking name is Bitsy.
Because he doesn't want to be a rat.
He doesn't rat on the other girl either, though. He looks at the other girl.
Well, he
Susie
wants to fuck
Crabgrass,
the
yeah.
other girl.
Yeah, right.
does. He
Right.
loves
he
Susie.
does. Yeah, he does.
That's
I
the
just remember
problem
I
there.
made note. He looked at her before. It was almost. He didn't do it because to not tell on the the bitchy girl.
Bitsy.
Exactly.
I think he didn't want to look like an asshole or something. I don't know, because he looked at the
I
other,
get it.
other chick.
He doesn't
You
want
know-
to throw Crabgrass under the bus. He knows Crabgrass is for some reason or another tight with Bitsy.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
If that's the case, then that's exactly why. Yeah.
But then after this, we find out that the girls are like making fun of his ass, but he saved them.
yeah. Maybe
I don't get
maybe
that
he's
at
into
all.
that. Maybe he's into like.
That scenario makes no sense though. Like he saves them from having to write a 1,000-word essay on what was it even on cell division?
Cell division. Yep.
Cell division.
And then they start making fun of his ass for it. Like what the fuck?
But he did it for Crabtree. Or Crabgrass.
Crabgrass.
I think that. I think.
Well,
she
I mean,
feels
they
like
were being, yeah.
She's
I think
making fun of him too though.
She,
Oh,
she
really?
wasn't looking on like I'm sorry like silently, but she didn't say
I don't
anything.
think so.
Okay.
At least not
yeah,
that
I
I
mean,
saw.
maybe Ned likes to be like humiliated like that. That's like his thing. I don't know.
He's into it, man. Yeah.
And then after that, Mose gets she stumbles across. I don't know where she finds it. She finds a love note though to her. It's addressed to her.
Yeah.
Written in calligraphy. Like English calligraphy, which I guess is just cursive, right?
Yeah, it was fancy cursive.
Yep.
She's very impressed by it. She thinks it's very beautiful. She's like, I gotta find out who wrote this freaking note.
Yeah, she thinks it's Seth Powers.
Delusional.
He keeps trying to rhyme something with orange. We see
As he
this constantly
as he
throughout the
spins his
episode.
basketball.
Yeah, he was doing that at lunch as well. He was not eating over this.
He
had to
always
figure
is.
out something that was rhyming with orange. It was the burning question. Like he hadn't eaten for days.
Yeah. Right after that point, right after that plot point is addressed, we find the cookie plot point here, which is that him and Loomer were doing a mop bucket chicken in the hallway. So like how Cookie has done in the past to get the gym class on time.
Yeah.
The mop bucket with the slingshot thing that slings him across the hallway. Him and
Was
Loomer
that a
were going
reference
at
to
each other.
Yeah, was that a reference to a previous episode? That
Yeah,
bucket thing?
I think the
Okay.
first episode.
Yeah,
Has
that
he been
seemed
doing
pretty
that
familiar.
every day to get to gym class?
I think so, because that was the only way he could do it.
Yeah, that seemed really. Oh yeah, because he didn't have enough time, so they
yeah, he didn't have
invented
enough
this thing.
time.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good. I remembered that.
Also, this episode, both parts have no sighting of Gordy. He's not in them.
That's
Neither
very
is
true.
neither is the Weasel.
This must have been a heavy episode or a heavy week for him, or however long it takes to film these. Doing other voice work for like the Very Odd Parents or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Well, which we see in the next episode, right?
yeah. There's a crossover coming up.
Yeah.
We're all getting excited for that. We see him in the
Teaser.
thumbnail.
Yeah.
But yeah, they crash. It's horrific. Cookie's basically late for gym class, and if he can't come up with a note for why he was late, he's got to do 1,000 push-ups for Durga.
Which is crazy. A
Hardcore
kid that size
AF.
in middle school can't do more than 10.
Yeah, I really.
Is he supposed
like,
to do these in one sitting, or
Is
like
there-
Yeah.
cumulatively?
No, one sitting, my
no,
dude.
Oh yeah, definitely all at once. If that was the thing, I mean, I
There's no
I just
way.
don't know if he wasn't thinking clearly, or maybe the coach is just punishing these kids.
1,000 is
1K.
so many.
Yeah.
It is. It's an
1K
insane
right
amount.
now. Like
But-
you're not leaving until you finish this, kid. Like I don't know what to tell you.
They're like, I can't feel my
Yeah.
fucking arms.
He's like
dying.
done like 50. It's like,
Yeah,
I mean,
50's a lot.
50 in
Yeah,
one
that-
sitting is a lot, like
that's
without
what I'm
stopping.
thinking. That's the point where he says that, and then he's got like coach is like, shit,
There's
kid, you
no
got like
way.
950 more. I don't know. What
You're
to
gonna
tell
have
you.
no
iron-
way
you're gonna have
Cookie could
packs
do
of iron
50.
after this.
That's
There's
why
no way
Cookie
Cook
was
could do
so
50.
motivated to get out of it, though. This is what drives the entire plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to find a Frenchman known as Le Forger.
Yes, he's spoken of only in like whispers and rumors, and he must be paid in coconut macaroons.
And the show does a fantastic job establishing him and like showing that whole scene where Cookie like walks into a dark room. You never see the kid.
Oh,
You know-
yeah.
I mean, you know who it is, but you know they don't show him.
Yeah, it's
But Cookie running, he's like walked in there slowly with the smoke, and they got like the side angles and stuff going on. Like,
Yeah, his office is in the band storage room, and like you said, this whole thing, it's like lit like a film noir, basically.
yeah.
yeah.
mhm.
Yep.
It's a great homage
loved
to,
it.
to film noir. It's
Yeah,
really nice.
So Cookie gets the note, gives it to Durga. She gives him the A-OK, accepted. You don't got to do the push-ups. Easy. We find out Luma wrote the note. Ned,
Yeah.
Mose discovers that
Allegedly.
by hook or crook, somehow Loomer has come up with the creative, just, force to. And we already know that he's got a mad crush on Mose, so it makes sense.
Well, she finds out because she sees his project in class, and it's
Yeah.
the same calligraphy style. It matches up perfectly, and then she breaks into his locker, and the
Right.
page tear matches perfectly with his notebook, and that's when it clicks for her. She's like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
Yeah, I
she
guess
matches
that's-
up
It's
the
not
page.
Seth.
It's like an homage once again. That's like straight out of some detective movie.
Yeah, she does a
Yeah.
little detective
Yeah,
work.
she does the match, and like you see her do it, and the page matches, and she's like, "Oh shit!"
I wish the whole episode though was shot like that. That
it
would have
was
been
very
crazy.
well done. Yeah, between that and like the intro to the other kid, like
No, I mean like
right?
with I wish like the lighting and stuff stayed like that the whole episode. That would have been awesome.
yeah,
That'd be
they
a
did
big
like
commitment.
some sort of black and white episode.
They've done crazy episodes before though. There's no reason why they couldn't have been able to do that,
Yeah.
Have they done episodes where they stylistically completely?
Yeah, they
changed
did that. They did that James Bond episode coming up. I don't know when it is.
I don't know when it is either.
They
whole
drive the
episode, is
sports
that
car
one?
in the
Yeah, I
they drive
remember
the
that.
sports car in the
I
hallway
remember
and
the
shit.
sports car. Yeah, it's like a movie. It's like the original, like what The Office did.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
yeah, it was good. I remember that.
In the previous episode, it wasn't the whole show, but they did that trailer. Ked, you missed the. It's like a
Oh, yeah.
freaking movie trailer that they made.
That was
in
one
the
scene,
episode.
though. That was like a bit. That wasn't the whole episode.
Yeah, it would have been cool though.
That's probably what they built off the other one from. They were like, remember that
Mm-hmm.
one bit? Like, that'd be great if we just made that an ep.
Yeah. So we find out that Le Forger, if you provide him with, I think it was 20 boxes of these macaroons, you get his personal pager number, and then you
Yes.
can have access to him all the time. See, he's a drug dealer. He deals Forgers.
Yeah. Also, his pager, you're able to send like text through it, which the only pagers I know about is you just send numbers. So is this like a?
I think that's accurate. That's
Right.
my understanding of what pages
Yeah,
were.
this is before our time.
So what is this pager? Is this like a PDA style pager, or is there some sort of other technology built into it?
That's a good question. Why is it not just a cell phone number? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand this little device, but a lot of the devices they have in the show are like mythical and magical.
Yeah, early 2000s tech that's like, long outdated.
Yeah, and then we see a montage of Cookie getting notes for different things. The first one is he's on a shellfish diet.
And that
Not
doesn't mean he's
meaning he's
allergic to
allergic.
shellfish. Exactly.
Yeah.
He's allowed
shellfish.
quality, like a whole lobster, a whole boiled lobster, I feel.
Wooden
And he
table
has a
with
violinist.
a butler and a chandelier. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got the whole thing going. I mean, in
It's a
class.
romantic dinner for one.
But he's got
The-
a note for it. So the teacher comes up to him and he's like, "Hey, man, I got a note for it."
The next one
cool.
is like sore back or something because he's getting a massage.
Yeah, massage from a grown man.
And then the one after that is that he's just sleepy, so there's a full bed.
Sleepy was my favorite. Yeah, he's got a big ass bed in there. Like someone did they assemble that in there? How did they get that?
And Mr. Monroe's just like, I can't believe it. He's like, I gotta accept the note though. Fuck.
Yeah, the home ec guy.
Yeah.
That's a great class to take a nap in too.
Yeah, it is. What the fuck does it matter?
Just preparing for the real world, brother. I gotta take a nap at 2.
Yeah. But yeah, and then they keep cutting also back to Ned trying to figure out how the hell he's going to write this essay. And this is he's in like study hall, I think. And this is when we find out Bitsy's name, the blonde girl who got them in this mess. And we find out that everyone else in the study hall is also writing essays because of her, because she's fucking them up with notes.
Yep. And these are not just, punishments. They all share the same, harsh length. 5 pages. Like Ned's got 10K or something like that, right?
He's got 1,000. Ned got off easy.
1,000. Okay, so he's got 1,000. The other kid's got 5 pages though. That's like that's huge.
How many words is that though?
That's a lot.
That's definitely more. I mean,
if you're not skipping a line,
just throwing out punishments. Like, all right, you get 5, you get 7, like 1,000.
Somebody did get 10K though. I don't know who that was.
Yeah, someone. I mean, they all get just such ridiculous punishments. Like, I thought they were more mad about that. It's like, oh, we all have ridiculous punishments. It's like, no, we need to punish this girl.
I actually wrote it down. Somebody gets a 10K word report on chlorophyll.
Yeah, chlorophyll.
Like, what the fuck?
I think
that's Ned's
what
got
she
cell
ends up
division.
Is
that what they give her?
Yeah, I think so. So they all plot against her. They're like, okay, we don't see this form, but we see it play out. So basically what happens is they're like, hey, Bitsy, pass this note. And this note is like laced with super glue or some shit, so she can't pass it to anybody. It's stuck on her hand. She's waving it around. And then everybody comes off. Mr. Monroe, okay. How? Oh, yeah, that's right. They're in science class. So, Professor Mr. Fuck. Why do I always forget his name?
Sweeney.
Sweeney. Sweeney turns around on the chalkboard. While he's turned around, everybody in the classroom gets up, sticks a note on her. They tar and feather her with notes.
Yeah, that's exactly
They do, yeah. She's covered in them.
Yep.
Yeah, so she's just
it's horrific.
Incredible amount of notes on her head, on her body, on her shoulders, everywhere. Every place.
And meanwhile, the other teachers are closing in on Le Forget. They catch Cookie going towards or coming out, I think, of the office, the little closet.
Yep.
And then they storm in there, but not in enough time to where Cook is able to send a quick message via his computer system PDA technology. Yeah. And he warns Le Forget, and he gets out.
There's a window.
Sends a quick text.
There's a window in the band room, storage room, closet room.
It's like a basement style window. It's like so thin.
Yeah. That's the only kind of window that would make sense in that type of a room, though. I mean, you're not gonna have a
they already established. They had established with the audience that he's the little guy.
Yeah,
you could tell.
It ends up being Martin
And then
Corley.
if you didn't already know, you see the clue. There's like this little ass window that he was able to get out because it was open.
Yeah,
that's true.
He was able to squirrel his way out.
Yeah, he got the hell out of there. He just went through the back. Boom.
But that's pretty much that part of the episode, right?
So Sweeney turns around. He's like, you are the one that is doing all the hijinks. She's like, well, clearly I didn't stick all these notes on my body. Like, why do you think this is all my fault? But whatever. She gets a 10,000 word paper on chlorophyll because fuck her.
Listen, Sweeney's not rational. All right, whoever he sees with a note, no matter what it means, they're in trouble, and they get a crazy essay.
Yeah, and I think the last shot of this episode is like you said. We see Corley. He's got like macaroons in his locker or something, and he looks at the camera.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And that's like, oh,
he's got the whole. His locker is full of them.
Yeah.
And
then we're on 10B. Oh yeah, we gotta rate it.
Yeah. What are you rating it, Kirk?
So I ended up giving the last one a 7. Guess I'll go. I'll go 6.5 on this one.
Yeah. I think I'll probably also give it a 6.5 out of 10 weasels.
7. I'm generous.
Going to clean 7. I thought about giving it a 7.
Right away.
I thought about giving it a 7 just because of the film noir.
Yeah, I don't have a ton to base it on, but 7 seems good.
Right on. And now into 10B.
Best friends.
Best friends ep.
Just like us.
Nice.
We're
so
a
it starts
standardized clique like every single clan in this episode.
exactly. Yeah, just 3 dudes. We should have jackets, guys.
Yeah, standardized. I mean, we've got the same shit on. Well, Jacob and I are both wearing Tampa Bay apparel.
That's true. I always do. Most of my wardrobe is
weird, like Tampa Bay sports gang. Cook gets like a Bolts jacket.
I think the first little hijink that happens in this episode that is like, you got best friends, blah blah blah, doo. He gives the whole thing, and then Cookie changes the lunch menu for Ned, because Ned doesn't like whatever's supposed to be on the menu.
Yeah, he changes it to candy corn.
I don't know what he changed it from. I don't know if I liked that. I didn't read it, but
I don't know. I do like candy corn.
And that sends a message. Him doing that sends it like down the entire chain, and the guys like who are packaging the stuff, sending it to the school, they give it just bags of candy corn. So the lunch ladies get this, and they're like, "Oh shit!" Like they must. I don't know how they get candy corn. They're like, "Well, we gotta give it to the kids, right? Like, what do we?"
Well,
do?
I guess this is a vegetable now.
This is what came today. Yeah. Like this is what we serve. So it worked. Good for them. Corn. Yeah.
And then I think pretty immediately into the episode, Cookie is like recruited by the killer bees for one reason or another.
Yeah. Well, before that, Ned gives a couple of little things. He says that friends always look out for each other, and friends stand together, because him and
Word
and Ned, they get their heads smashed together by Billy, but they wear helmets.
Oh yeah. And that's where I wrote down again. I wrote wordplay and put a couple exclamation points and underlined it. Because I love the wordplay both episodes like started with it, like wordplay that punches you right in the face. Like that's some good stuff. He's like they stick together or whatever he said, and they put the helmets on and turn. I was like, you know what, like that. There you go. It started off with some good stuff. Some good wordplay. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we're in class with Mose. She's passing out a yearbook survey. She's like, yearbook survey, pass it back. This is only a scheme on her behalf to try and find a new best friend. All the questions just are like yes or no questions pertaining to the things that she's interested in.
Yeah.
Do you like volleyball?
Yes or freaking no.
Subject?
Yeah.
She's trying to find, based on compatibility, based on similarity, her new girl best friend.
Yeah, which has been a running theme throughout this whole season.
Yeah, it has been. They took a couple episodes off. They didn't address it, which is respected and appreciated.
Yeah.
So like an underlying thing about her character is she hates being like, or she doesn't hate being a guy's girl, but she's not,
yeah, she wants
she's
basically
just,
she just wants a girl
about it, I guess.
Her motherfucking bonds.
She wants a girl to be able to talk to about boys.
Wants someone to relate to about. Yeah.
I mean, she could just use Cookie. She could just talk to Cookie about guys. I think that'd be fine.
You think Cookie's like a bi/gay man?
No, but I think that he could be effeminate at times.
Yeah.
We see at the end of this episode when he's hanging out with the huge crew, all he wants to do is talk about Ned.
Yeah, well, he's also just looking for a cool crew.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. He's cruising crews.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Wu-Tang Killer Bees are back in this episode.
Yeah, the note I have is Killer Bees are a cult.
Yeah, for sure.
Very cult-like. They spell at people.
Yep, they spell at people. They have like a language. They have a uniform. We're checking the boxes of cults here. They wear the same thing every day.
They do.
This is actually, and they go to lunch. There's a lunch scene. This is the episode that in the intro where the lunch walks off the plate down the table. This is where it happens.
Yes.
Yep.
I forget what they called it.
You get the whole thing.
Yeah, I have no fucking idea what it was. It was some fake dish.
It was like she was like, wash the mashed potatoes or something. Like, watch the mashed potatoes.
I feel like it had a special name.
It was something weirder than that. It was like, watch the beef on top or something. It was like
it was some sort of crazy name. Yeah. But yeah, they do multiple shots of it.
But it crawls away. And you see later it crawls away from someone else's plate. The next
from the huge
girl.
crew.
Yeah.
aka Doris Tremblay. We get her full name in this.
Yeah, at the lunch table, Mose is grading the yearbook surveys, which are really just friendship compatibility tests, and she finds out Susie Crabgrass scores really well. A lot
Well,
of
no,
guys seem to
she
score well.
doesn't score Susie's at the table. That's why
She throws
it's
it
a
away.
twist.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
that makes sense.
Yeah, yep.
That makes sense.
She's like, ooh,
like,
Susie
fuck her off
Crabgrass.
the bat.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
like,
she just
oh,
launches
God.
it.
Well, because she's throwing him away. She's like, boy, gross, and then like sees Susie Crabgrass. She's like, oh, gross.
She pulls out a lighter and burns it.
Yeah, basically.
She wants to.
I don't know if someone picked it up or like they just condone littering. That just stayed on. She just threw it. I mean, she's throwing.
I think
all
back
these things.
then littering was fine. I think people
Well, they got that janitor.
people encouraged
right?
it.
They got the
Gordy.
Yeah, that janitor. Yeah.
And they got the night guy.
Oh, that's Gordy. They didn't. He didn't. He was. You know, I'm sad he wasn't in either of these.
2 episodes without Gordy, like we said.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
that
sad.
sucks. Because he was. I mean, they probably started using him more. He was great.
Definitely one of the best characters.
Yeah. Oh,
He
yeah.
is.
Yeah, but she's like, okay, Doris Tremblay scored 100%. I have no choice but to go and initiate a conversation with her, I suppose.
Yeah, she does. She just goes right over there and she's like,
And
I
that's
just want to
when-
be friends.
Yeah, well, when she says that, they pan over to her, and that's when she's fighting the monster lunch food that is
Yeah, I
crawling
think
off
she's
her
stabbing
plate.
it slash hitting
Yeah,
it with
like
the
doing
fork.
it very angrily. You know,
She's
they're
stabbing
playing
the
like rock
shit out of
music
it.
behind it, and she's like, "All right, well, am I really perfectly compatible with this bitch?"
Well, she's hardcore. Like even when
Yeah,
she
yeah.
goes over there, she thinks that Moses trying to like accuse her of like having some sort of illegal shit or something.
Yeah, like another like drug reference or something.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
Yeah,
know,
basically
he
she
was
was
looking
like
for
she was like it
drugs,
was
like-
hers.
Yeah.
very defensive.
Mm-hmm.
But
and then
yeah,
she's like, and then Moses is like, I just want to like kind of hang out, maybe talk a little bit, and then Doris on a dime turns to, what's Ned like? And they all start asking Moses about Ned because they know that she's longtime friends with Ned.
yeah, big time friends.
I mean, they've beat her up about Ned before, so
They've established that whole crew is obsessed with Ned already.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That's
yeah.
it.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
that's
And
like
they've
a
been in
recurring
early.
characteristic.
Yeah, this is like a
Yeah.
recurring thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been on the show for so long too. Like even in the episode about the bathroom where the huge crew is sharing lipstick with Susie Crabgrass or some shit.
That is
You
the
remember
most
that?
ridiculous bit to keep going. Just
Yeah, it's weird,
In
but,
love
you know.
with this one guy. It's like, what do you want? You all want him? He's not
It's
into
the huge
that?
crew.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
the huge crew.
crew.
Yeah,
denim,
he's like not into that at all.
denim all around. Even Mose gets
Yeah.
denim as she's
Yep.
as she is integrated, or
Yeah.
I guess conditionally integrated into the huge crew.
They've
And
all
we
really got
also
uniforms, right? I mean,
yeah. During this, we also see Cookie become basically like morph into a killer bee. Like he starts dressing different. He starts
He's
acting
brainwashed.
different. He freaking spells at people.
he starts spelling at Ned. That was a
Ned
big
hates
thing.
it.
Ned was like, "Yo, dog, like, back off."
Yeah,
You
they
got
I
to
hate that.
chill.
Yeah.
they essentially become not friends for the moment. But they're still partners in home ec. So we cut to home ec.
Alternative family.
And yeah, they're the alt family in the class. And it was Cookie's turn to wash the baby, and he freaking didn't, and it's horrific.
Because he was Busy.
Yeah, all the words that he spells are such small words.
Yeah, I had to take a day OFF. Like, that's
on,
the type
Cook.
of shit that they're spelling. It's like, what are you doing?
I mean, one of the people literally spelled B. They did BEE. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
it's
like,
so
that's in your name.
unnecessary. It's so unnecessary.
It's a weak flex.
It's so weak.
But yeah, they're in home ec. The baby's got it's got a mustache drawn on it. It says "Kick Me" written on its ass. Mr. Monroe is taken aback by the state of the baby. He's like, "Oh my god, I gotta go get the extra special soap," and he fucking disappears looking for this soap.
Yeah, and that's
Allow-
when a
Exactly.
fight breaks out.
Yeah, a real legit fight. They start escalating. They start calling each other out, and then people are like, eventually,
Yeah.
fight, fight, fight. All the desks are moved into a circle around the room.
Yeah,
And
they
then the
moved
ESPN
desks,
guys are back?
They moved the desks like as the ESPN guys are walking into the room, like a very
Hello,
seamless transition. Like
everybody.
everybody is always ready for a fight to break
It was-
out. Like whenever
it was well
happens.
done.
Everyone knows the procedure. Like what desk? Like everybody move your desk to this corner, and
Well, let's
the
be real.
ESPN guys come right in. It's amazing. They're all ready. I love it.
how exciting is it when there's a fight? I mean, even in high school,
Very exciting.
people
Oh,
I had
they're all loving it.
I never had dogs in the fight, right? I was never attached to anyone in any
Oh
fight.
yeah, no. But
Not,
like,
no
I mean,
friends
you're,
of mine. It's
No,
still
but-
exciting.
It's like an event in the school. Like you hear about it, like as it's going on, you're like borderline sprinting to where you hear it's happening, so you can like try to catch the tail end of it or something. Like I
Yeah.
remember in middle school actually, like in after lunch or something. I think it was my lunch or maybe it was someone else's lunch, but either way. I mean, I was lucky enough to have a front row seat to one of these things, and I mean, they don't
Nice.
last very long, so you got to be
No.
like right there when it happens, like, and you know, you can kind of tell when it's coming. People start yelling at each other, so that's when like that's the equivalent of when the kids were like, you know, starting to chant fight. They, like,
Did
knew
you
it was
see a
coming.
kid get the shit kicked out of him, Ked? I did not see that at middle school at all.
I saw one in middle school. It was pretty good. Yeah.
I remember
mean,
in high school
Just a couple
hearing about
punches being
fights.
thrown. Yeah, high school too. Yeah, but I saw one in middle school after lunch.
Like I think I remember maybe once or twice catching, like you said, the tail end of them.
Yeah, I mean that happened like most of the time,
Up.
but there was one time in middle school where I got a good one. Like
Yeah.
I was like
I
right
caught-
there. Like you could I could hear them like starting to build it up, and they're like yelling
Oh,
at
shit.
each other like more and more, and you're like, oh shit, like you know,
You should have
get
called
kinda
me over.
excited. You get kind of excited, like no
Real
teachers
emotion.
around. Yeah,
You're watching raw humanity.
Ked, you should have called me over. What the heck, man?
yeah. Sorry, man. I mean, you know, I don't know. We might have had different lunch periods. Who knows?
For sure. Also, we weren't friends until the like last week of 8th grade.
Also, yeah. Who are you at this point? You were probably there. I don't know.
Yeah, I only ever caught tail ends.
Yeah.
And that was only in high school. I caught tail ends in high school all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that was pretty frequent.
Yeah, and then they'd send the kids straight over to
Or like you hear
frickin'
about it
in-school
later.
suspension.
You're like, yo, you hear about second period? It's like, oh shit, what happened?
Did you hear about that kid that freaking vomited on a kid and then beat the hell out of him?
Kid got K the fuck O. They rolled an ambulance to the courtyard. It was insane.
Dude, I saw his eyes roll back in his head. He's laying there like
That's
a
so
newborn
dark.
fucking baby, God.
Didn't one time in high school, like one of the teachers like slam a kid into the side of the portable
Whoa.
Oh my god.
to de-escalate the fight? I mean,
The teacher. I
Okay.
don't remember this.
I'm pretty sure. I couldn't tell you though, man.
Like, yo, who's gonna kill that kid? I had to intervene.
Kid
Divine
starts
intervention.
bleeding. It's like,
You
yo,
smashed
we
that
all
kid's
saw you
ribs.
smash him into the porta potty.
Are we just gonna pretend that didn't happen?
Everyone's
I
like
feel
too
like that's
scared.
something your guy Fulp, right? The hard ass guy. The
Which
Marine
guy?
It was a teacher that I think out of the three of us only Ked had for AP World History, right?
Oh yeah. I remember that. He was like military, right?
Was his name Folk? Is that what he said?
Fulp.
Fulp. Fulp with a P. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Yep,
remember,
that was
you
it.
were there.
Oh,
You
I
were the
remember
only one that
Fulp.
was
You
there.
had him.
Well, no, I had him. I was the only because I had AP World
Seems like
History.
a memorable enough guy.
No, he was very. well, I'm trying to get the name right.
Wasn't that
It
class
was-
hard as hell?
Yeah, it was 10th grade and it was AP World
Yeah.
History. So I'm learning fucking it was tough. This guy he was like an Applebaum level mind, like back-to-back years. This is coming off of the Applebaum year, and I got fucking full this time for AP. Like, you know, when you said AP Bio, like it wasn't AP Bio, but it could have been. This guy was like an
didn't
SAT
you, like,
teacher. Applebaum was.
You
But
didn't
Fulp was
pass
just
that
like,
test, right? The AP test for World?
No fucking way.
Man, that sucks. Because then
Got
it's
a
like
big
not
old
even.
two,
There's
man.
no point to even doing it.
Well, you know, I mean, I don't know. I guess I learned some stuff, but I mean,
Well,
you
world
got the full
history's
stuff. It wasn't
such
that
a
bad. It's not
crazy
like I'm
subject.
working like, not like I'm going home and working till like 10 on homework. Like, oh, I didn't do shit. You kidding me?
yeah. No.
I mean, I
He
didn't
does
earn
one
anything.
class on the whole history of the world.
Yeah, he wasn't a very good teacher, but
crazy.
I didn't learn anything. Yeah, oh, it was crazy. Yeah. It was all
But yeah,
very
Van-
hard reading as well.
Van
Yeah,
Earl
fuck that.
Wright
He was
and
wild.
and Willie Galt, the ESPN commentators, reappear.
The
Yes, they
ESPN guys
do.
are great.
Yeah, they appear all the time. I didn't realize how often they show up
Yeah.
in episodes.
That's good. I was wondering how often they showed up. When I saw them,
A
I was
lot.
like, oh, fuck yeah, these guys, this is great. Yeah, it's awesome.
Every time there's some sort of confrontation or like sport or anything,
Yeah,
the
well,
ESPN guys are there.
They're pretty funny. They're good.
Yeah, Willie Galt, I think, gives the advice. He's like, "What's your advice?" He's like, "Well, my advice is don't fight with your friends, talk it out, 'cause shit gets ugly real fast." Something like that is what he said, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, talk it out.
pretty
It could
much.
get ugly. Yeah.
Yeah, it could get
And,
ugly quick, or you know.
All
whatever
this
he
happens.
says.
Monroe never comes back. We never see his return.
No. And this is when Cook then leaves the room because the killer bees show up.
They're like, we were looking for you, Cook.
Yeah, we find out that the only reason that they wanted to be friends with him is because they wanted him to change their math grades.
Yep.
Which is... Can't believe...
and they did this. They, like, teased the jacket. They were like, we got your jacket here, like,
which
time.
Also, not a jacket.
Well, it's a short sleeve jacket.
That's a fucking bowling shirt, dude.
Listen, man, they're in Cali, you said. It doesn't get cold there.
Depends
well, in NorCal, it could.
When you get that sea breeze, it probably gets cool at night.
Yeah,
that's why in Drake and Josh, Drake has all those sweet fucking coats. You know about his coats, Jake.
Well, Drake and Josh were in San Diego.
Drake and Josh?
Yeah, Drake Parker.
San Diego is like so far south.
Like Mexico.
Yeah.
I don't think it gets that cold.
I think they get a sea breeze at night.
I know San Francisco gets cold, but that's like
San Diego
NorCal.
does not. Yeah, San Francisco is more like Seattle. San Diego is the fucking tropics.
San Diego is not like Seattle.
You mean San Francisco?
San Francisco, yeah.
San Francisco too.
It's not like it, but
Seattle.
I mean, it's closer up there. Yeah, it's up there.
They're pretty far apart.
Yeah, it's closer than San Diego.
Yes, that is true. That's fair.
It's 55 degrees in San Diego right now. The high tomorrow is 64.
It's a cold snap. You can't just get
cold snap.
Come on.
It's fucking 80 degrees here right now.
Yeah, it's a cold snap.
I think you underestimate the. That's not a word. Whatever. Okay, so yeah, they're not jackets.
Yes.
Get that straight.
And Ned saves Cook from his demise for the killer bees.
Yeah, the killer bees turn on everybody real quick. They're about to pull out knives like the outside.
Well, they don't give a fuck. They don't care if he dies. They just want their math grades changed.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's full-on gang wars at this school, we find out.
Yeah, there is. There's multiple different gangs. So the next gang that swoops in is the Huge Crew coming in to save the day because...
First Mose steps in.
Because it's Mose, yeah.
And she's all done up. She's got her makeup did by the Huge Crew right now. So she has like a nice updo. She's got lipstick on. She's got
like full makeup on.
Denim head to toe. All right, and they're like, you in what army? And then the Huge Crew comes in. And it's like, ah! You know, the bees run away because they're bitches.
Yeah, they can't take the Huge Crew.
Yeah, they can't do it. They saw the Huge Crew. They were like, well, they said, you in what army? And then the Huge Crew said, they're like, oh, that army. And then they run the hell away.
You got a denim army.
Yeah, that's fair, though, because I feel like the Huge Crew people are like way older. They've for sure been held back.
They look they must have been at least 1 or 2 years.
I mean, if this is getting physical, those bees are getting fucked up, so they ran, you know. They
the one of the girls on the killer bees is only like 3 feet tall.
Yeah, she's 3 feet tall. She skipped the grade, so she's got
I noticed that. I was like, damn, this is one of those bees.
She's the smallest person on earth. And this is where we find out that Susie Crabgrass was actually the 100%er on Moses' quiz because the Huge Crew lady says that she just copied
Doris Tremblay.
Yeah.
Cheater.
She was like, I thought that was a pop quiz.
Yeah.
She just didn't pay attention at all. She didn't even look at it.
Yeah.
And then we see that, so Mose gets kicked out of the Huge Crew because she doesn't want to talk about Ned enough and because she doesn't think that she fits in.
She gets her denim revoked.
Yeah, revoked, completely gone. And then we see Cook joins the Huge Crew instead.
Because they had a good denim. I mean, you got a free denim, you got to give it to somebody.
He got a jacket. All he wanted was a cool jacket, and he wanted to fit in with the crew.
All the 3 of them and Cook coming around the corner, like laughing, having the best time.
Yeah, talking about Ned.
It's very funny.
Yeah, they're all because he's got the juice on Ned, and he loves talking about it because he wants a crew. Like you said, that's the price.
He's catty.
If that's the price, he wants in. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that's all I got to do for this sick ass jacket and roll with you guys. Like I'll talk to you about Ned all day.
Fuck
the Huge Crew
and they love
is more real than the Killer Bees for sure.
Yeah, and they're real. They're laughing. They took him as one of their own. They're not just using him.
For sure.
That was legit. He's got a crew if he wants it. You know.
Yeah, they'll back you up.
This is like a lasting friendship. I'm sure they might reference this or something. I mean, they've got an alliance now.
They've got an alliance. I hope they swoop back in. I mean, they're
Yeah.
constants. They're on here all the time, more
Oh,
so
yeah.
than the Killer Bees. I don't know if the Killer Bees show up again.
I don't know either. I didn't even.
I
know
mean,
they
all
showed
I
up
know
in this
is
one, to be
everyone
fair.
knows, everyone agrees that their jackets are sick, and that's like
Yes.
a running thing. Like everyone's like, but the jackets though, and they're like, yeah, they play that like Stinger Von or
Yeah. Because Billy and his crew, they love the jackets.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's everyone's like, but
Everybody loves the jackets.
jackets are
Even
pretty
Loomer's
sweet.
crew likes the jackets.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. So, Ked, what do you rate this episode out of Ted Weasels?
I like this one a little bit more. I'll give it a 7.5.
7.5. Right on. Yeah, I think I'll give this one a clean 7 out of 10 Weasels.
I'm gonna give it. I feel like my gut's telling me to give it the same rating I gave the last one, 6.5.
Right on.
All right, yeah.
You know,
Hell yeah.
It was solid. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It
Yeah.
was right down the middle.
So Ked, do you want to shout anything out? If you want, do you want to plug anything?
Do you want to shout out the coronavirus?
I mean, yeah. Stay the fuck away from me, coronavirus. You do not have my permission to infect me or anyone
Yes.
that I know. I'm making that clear right now. It's going
Thank
on
you.
the airwaves. If I state this, then I can reference this in court later on. You do not have my permission. Today is April 10th, 2020, the year of our Lord. Sorry to get Catholic. And it is 8:52 p.m.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Ked.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was a great episode. Well worth $2 on Amazon. If anyone
Hell
doesn't
yeah.
know, I don't know how anyone wouldn't know. But any Nickelodeon series, $2 a pop for an ep.
Not any
I mean,
Nickelodeon series.
Well, any of the good ones. I saw
Choice
SpongeBob on there.
select Nickelodeon series.
Yeah, select.
No, as told by Ginger.
Is Zoe 101 on here? I mean, no.
That's a
Probably.
good question. Drake and Josh is on Hulu, so there's that.
Okay.
Yeah, not all of it though. There's select episodes in the first 2 seasons that are not on there.
Why they gotta fuck us like this?
Hulu does that all the time. It seems like every show I watch, there's like missing episodes.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah,
Sure.
pretty much. Yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and iTunes at @harbor_boys. On iTunes, it's actually just the Harbor Boys. Yeah, thanks for listening, and go watch some Ned's Declassified.